This game is T and is not suitable for kids. Alright, good evening everybody. Surprise, we are not streaming on Saturday today because I actually have a pretty full weekend planned. So, today we're doing a Friday night stream, which I haven't done since the very first CLANNAD stream. And now I know what you're thinking. Artie, you've been playing too much basketball in this game, and I agree. I had to see every single basketball game possible. But now that we've seen it all, we're all caught up and we're ready to take on the Koumura route at last. Even though I've been trying to do that for like free streams now. This time, it's for realsies. We are going to start the Koumura route, and I even marked which save it is. Apparently for the Koumura route, you need to lose the basketball game, which seems strange, and if you win, you get the Nagisa route. I don't really know why, but we're going to find out today, so let's get started. Koumura route, load.
Tomoya-kun, ohayou gozaimasu.
Hi, Nagisa. Yeah, morning. Brr. I think we've already seen... Well, we've seen a lot of this before. Oh, that's right, because the guidance counselor... Yeah, he was coming over to our house. Wait. Okay, so... Nagisa does get sick. As this time as well. But for some reason, this time we're not getting the bad ending for her. Instead, we're getting the Koumura route. So she gets sick after running around a whole bunch because she's physically weak. Alright. So we're caught up. Whenever I had spare time, I would give Nagisa a sick visit. I had a lot of fun talking not only with Nagisa, but also with Sanai-san. Though, as always, the old man was the only one I found hard to deal with. I passed by a customer in front of the store.
Okazaki-san?
This has got to be Coco. She calls me to a stop. Knew it! I recognized her voice. I looked back to see a woman with short hair looking at me. Ibuki-san, was it?
Hi.
Where did I meet this woman? Oh, that's right. It was the day before our match with the basketball club. We'd been inside the store and Sanai-san had introduced her to me as Nagisa's former homeroom teacher.
Nagisa-chan ni ai ni kitan desu ka?
Well, kind of. Sanai-san and the rest are here too. You're not here for bread today, are you, Ibuki-san? That's what I say after checking to see that she's got nothing in her hand.
Hai. Kyou wa go aisatsu dake desu. Shibaraku kono machi o hanaremasu node.
Ooh, I bet she's gonna leave town because Fuko's situation has worsened. Huh? Are you going back home or something?
Ie, tonari machi desu. Imoto ga nyūin shiteru nde, kore kara wa zutto soba ni iyou to omoimashite.
Aww. Ah, so that's what it's about.
Hai. Okazaki-san to mo shibaraku aenaku narimasu ne.
Oh, that's a shame. She's such a nice, kind-hearted woman. You'll just be in the next town over. It's really not that far.
So desu ne. Okazaki-san wa Koumura sensei o gozonji desu yo ne?
Yeah, I do. Eh? I'm taken aback at the unexpected mention of that name.
Koumura sensei, kobun no desu yo.
Yes.
1年の時担任だった？
Yes.
岡崎さんはその進学はする？
No, he has no plans for that. No, that'd seriously be impossible. I'll probably just get a job.
お友達も？
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I didn't mean to, like, laugh at the idea of, like, he's not going to university. Like, no, university's not for everyone, by any means. But I just feel like Tomoya needs to find, like, a job that he actually is, like, passionate about. And either that or just a job that, like, is satisfying to have. Yeah, Tomoya is one of those people where university is not for him, by any means. You know about us two? I ask in return, ignoring her question.
ごめんなさい。探るようなことして。渚ちゃんが前に言ってたのを思い出して、スポーツしたくてもできなくなったって。
Yeah, what about that?
それならもしかして、岡崎さんとそのお友達の方が、高村先生の最後の教え子になるんじゃないかと思ったんです。
Huh? His final students?
はい。高村先生、こ
Oh, good for him. Oh, that's something to celebrate. Really? I didn't know. But he was only my homeroom. He was only my homeroom during my first year, not this one. He was my homeroom. Everyone else sucked, but he was great.
はい、知っていますよ。最後の教え子というのは担任を受け持っているとかそういう意味ではないんです。こういう言い方は岡崎さんたちに悪いですけど、
It's fine. Just say it.
最後に世話を焼いたという意味です。
Aww. Huh.
高村先生からそういう二人がいるってことは話に聞いてたんです。
In that case, yeah. If it's two people he talked about, then it was probably me and Sunohara.
高村先生は6年前まで工業高校で教鞭をとっていたんです。
Oh, really? Ibuki-san leans against the iron bar and starts talking.
一時期生徒の素行が問題になってそれで有名になってしまった学校です。
I knew the school she was talking about. It was an infamous school containing all the town's delinquents. All but one!
そこでずっと生活指導をしていたんです。
Aww. With that frail body of his? Could you please just not be rude to this guy?
もちろん今よりは若かったし、それにそういうのは力じゃないでしょ。
Guess so.
とにかく厳しかったんです。
Seriously?
ええ、本当です。親も生活指導室に放り込んで説教したり、武勇伝はたくさんあるんですよ。
You know what? Sometimes even parents need a good scolding if they're not being very effective parents. I can't believe it.
そんな型破りな指導者でしたけど、でもただ一つ貫いたことがあったんです。
What was that?
絶対に学校を辞めさせない。
Aw.
自主退学もさせなかったんです。
I mean, so I'm sure there are people out there who would say, like, if people want to drop out of school, why not let them? And there's an argument to be made for that, but I'm just going to say, at least in America, getting a high school diploma makes so much of a difference, and it makes your life so much easier than if you drop out. I'm not saying you can't make it or have a good life if you drop out of school. I'm just saying it's much easier to, like, do things like get a good job if you just graduate high school. So I can see where Koumura is coming from.
高村先生は学校を人生の縮図だと考えていたんです。学校で過ごす3年間は勉強のためだけじゃない。人と接して友達を作って協力して、
Yep.
成功もあったり失敗もあったり楽しいこともあったり辛いこともあったり、そして誰もが入学した当初に描いていた卒業という目標に向かって歩んでいく。それを途中で諦めたり挫折しちゃったりしたら人生に挫折したも同じ。
Yeah, very true.
その後に待つもっと大きな人生に立ち向かっていけるはずがない。
It's not impossible, but again, it's just more difficult.
だから生徒たちを叱るだけでなく励ましながら共に歩んでいったんです。
You know what? You know what this game is teaching me? Koumura's the best character in the game. Like, he really is. He's just awesome.
でも今の学校に来てからはその必要がなくなったんです。わかりますよね。
Because it's the polar opposite.
みんなが優秀なんです。
All but one.
きっと高村先生にとっての教育、自分の教員生活の中でなすべきこと、それを必要とされず、そして否定されてしまった6年間だったと思います。みんなあの学校で過ごす3年間は人生の一つのステップとしてしか考えてませんから、自分の役目だと思っていたことはここでは何一つ必要とされていない。それを感じ続けた6年間、そしてその教員生活もこの春終わってしまうんです。
Also, why are we not seeing her sprite here? Ibuki-san finishes her story and pulls away from the iron rod. She then faces my way. There we go. Well, we gotta throw this guy a retirement party. You really can't judge a book by its cover, huh? I tell her what came to mind. When she hears me say that, Ibuki-san smiles. Probably he's not. Hmm? Yes, let's throw Koumura the craziest retirement party ever. Don't get arrested right before you graduate. Yeah. I wonder how many months it's been since I had that conversation with Ibuki-san. I still remember that conversation quite clearly. How had I answered back then? You really can't judge a book by its cover, huh? What am I, an idiot? In the end, we really were just children. We wouldn't have even graduated if it wasn't for him. Say, Tsunohara.
Huh?
Do you remember the day we first met? I ask that as I lie down on the kotatsu. The one who had an impact was you, by the way, not me. I mean, your face was all bruised and swollen. He'd probably be dead if he was worse off than you. Okay, you know what? I'll just say it. Everyone in the soccer club was a tool, so I'm actually on Tsunohara's side for that one. Yeah, I bet that Koumura was trying to introduce us. You and me. How would things have gone if you'd been left alone after that? I'm talking about you in this school. I'm asking how things would have gone if you had been alone after that. Koumura knew. He knew that if Tsunohara and I had lived our school lives separately, that we would end up quitting. That's why he introduced us. Dang, this guy's playing 3D chess over here. Well, that's just chess, actually. Artie, come on! 4D chess is what I meant to say. All chess is 3D chess. Ooh, wow! This is a callback. We haven't seen this since the end of the Tomoyo route, which was like 100 episodes ago. When winter arrived, we became busy job hunting. It was almost like the culmination of everything we'd done until now. Tsunohara had returned home, hoping to find a job in his hometown. I also frequented the employment bureau at the school, looking for a job. In the end, Tsunohara didn't come back until the graduation ceremony. We spent our final hours together, having not even had the time to do anything crazy. Oh wow, is the Koumura going to be super short? Oh no, oh. Tomoyo didn't achieve her dream in this route. We were in the front yard. The graduation ceremony was being held at the gymnasium. Tsunohara and I had snuck out, not being able to stand sitting next to those guys. After just one more hour, we will have graduated, whether we want to or not. Our time in which to do as we please will be coming to an end. I don't want to die right after graduating. That's exactly how they're gonna react. I also don't want to kill people right after graduating. You know those guys will be graduating today too, right? That's a dumb question if I ever heard one. I'm sure they'll come party with you one last time if you call them, you know. Hey, Koumura! Hey, Mustache Man, what's up? Before I know it, Koumura is standing in front of us. That sounds way more exciting than the American graduation ceremonies. Yeah, everyone in elementary school, that is. Yeah, over in your hometown.
うちの田舎バカにすんじゃねえよ。
本当にお前らは情けない奴らだの。
Oh, that hurts, Koumura.
これからは社会人というのにの。
It's the opposite, really. We're acting like this exactly because these are our final moments.
まあ、それもそうか。まあ、ホームルームぐらい出た方がいい。乾が悲しむでの。
乾？誰だよそれ。岡崎の女？
No. No, man.
お前らの担任だの。
覚えとくよ。
Who did Tsunohara say he was last time? He might as well have said it was Master Oogway. It's not like that'll be necessary after today, though. I feel bad for our homeroom teacher.
まあ、それだけだ。
Koumura heads back into the gymnasium. Hey, Gramps. I call him to a stop. Why did you have us graduate?
自分の教え子は例外なく自分の子供だと思って。
Aww. This guy's he's such a wholesome old man. He says without turning to face us.
ただ、この学校はちと優秀すぎる生徒が多すぎての。長い間、わしの出番はなかった。が、最後にお前らの面倒を見られてよかった。
That's right. I'm sure he's been supporting us from the shadows even more than we could imagine. And I felt that even more than I do now. That I would keep noticing his support even in the far future. That's what I feel from the bottom of my heart. I am who I am right now because of him. You know, I'm confident we'll be able to live a better life than even the hundreds of people here who are going to college. Though we'll probably go through so much more trouble because we didn't go to college. But I think we'll be able to do well despite that. Again, maybe it's different in Japan, but I'm here to tell you in America, college is not only not for everyone, I would say unless you're going into a STEM field, you should think twice before going to college, because it is very expensive.
頑張りなさい。
Thank you, Koumura. You're an awesome guy. Our final homeroom comes to an end. We leave the classroom alongside our fellow classmates. A huge crowd has formed in front of the school gates. They're all teachers and underclassmen.
あの拍手の中を歩いてけってな。最悪だ。
Next to me, Tsunohara sticks out his tongue. The school gates are bustling with applause and people giving us their blessings. Juniors from the same club, advisors, homeroom teachers, they all wave to us. Koumura is there too, standing a little ways off. Nobody goes to speak to him. He stands there alone, almost like a forgotten statue. Oh. Tsunohara and I exchange glances.
まあ、そういうのもアウトロっぽくていいよね。
And then we both run over to the wizened teacher simultaneously and give him a deep bow. It was an act unprecedented in either of our lives, one that we wouldn't have done for any of our other superiors, especially not a Wu. That guy was weird. And we both did it, here, for the first time.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much. It resounds into the bright blue sky. So loudly that, for a moment, it draws the crowd's attention. They were our words of gratitude for these last 3 years. See you, Gramps. Take care.
僕らが死ぬまで死ぬなよ。
No, he'd better die before you. If he didn't, that would be a tragedy.
無理を言うな。
We burn his final smile as a teacher into our memory, and pass through the school gates. I'd actually had the opportunity of talking to Ibuki-san on the phone at one time. At that point, Ibuki-san had told me that she wanted us to thank Koumura-sensei. In those days, when he was in his prime, it was apparently difficult for students to show their gratitude to him. That's why she wanted us, the final students he had looked after, to give him those words. However, it's not like Ibuki-san had coerced the words out of us. We knew that there's no meaning to words of gratitude if they don't come naturally. It's very true. We were his final students. Just those words had stayed with me, amazingly lucidly. I wonder if we were really good enough for that. So this is what Ibuki-san said in the end. It must be quite the honor for you, since you're sure to remain in Koumura-sensei's memory forever. His life will be calm and quiet from now on, and during those calm, quiet days, he'll suddenly remember his time as a teacher, and he will remember those 2 bad students that he pulled through graduation. Aww! That's kind of cute. Is that Yoshino Yusuke on the left there? Kind of looks like it. Will he smile about it? Narrow those narrow eyes of his even more. So much that he can't even see anymore. Will he smile about it? And be able to cherish those memories? Will he smile about it? To the end of his long, long journey. Was that the whole Koumura route? What a ripoff! That was 1 episode! I mean, because everything up before this episode could just be in the Nagisa route. What the heck's going on? I don't understand. That route was super short and kind of not important. I now understand why people were saying the Koumura route should have just been in the Nagisa route, or just shouldn't have been in it at all. Oh, that's kind of disappointing, honestly. Actually, that was very disappointing. Like, we break up with Nagisa. Maybe we didn't in this playthrough, but I think we just had all the same dialogue, and so it sounded like Nagisa and Tomoyo were at least taking a break from dating because she got super sick. They graduated, which is good. We didn't get to throw him a hip, swanky, retirement party though. That would have been a great, even if it was just a short route where we throw him like a retirement party. That would have been great. That would have been just like a fun little side route. But like, wow, I'm kind of surprised that they even put this route in, because as its own route, like you could have thrown this in together with basically any of the other routes. Like heck, this could have fit in with the Tomoyo route. Because largely the exact same things happen, it's just the Tomoyo route was a bit more touching. Well, that was, slightly disappointing. I also wanted Koumura to get more screen time. He was barely in it! Koumura was barely in the Koumura route. Like, Fuko's sister was in it more than him, which, that don't seem right. Alright then. Okay. Sweet. That's not to say it was bad. It was just kind of disappointing. And I don't really know why it was in it. Well, what you gonna do? Well, I guess we're trying out Nagi's. We get a light orb for that? Whose light orb is that Koumura's? We got a light orb for the Koumura route, but not for the Fuko route. Achievement unlocked, the end of his long journey. You could have had, like, a scene where, like, we visit him now that we're adults, and, like, honestly thank him again. That could have been interesting. The end of his long journey. Complete the Toshio Koumura scenario? Wait his first name is Toshio. Wasn't that the name of, like, the little boy? Like, the little, like, cousin from My Neighbors the Yamadas? Wow, I can't believe we finished the route already. That's kind of crazy.